Both gods, Enlil and Enki, were equally concerned with the organization of the universe, each having his own myths. Today, we are delving into a new myth about the organization of the universe, the myth of the god Enlil and the creation of the pickaxe. This myth is mentioned in a poem consisting of 108 lines, 75 of which are in good condition. Some parts of the poem remain unclear. The poem begins with a long introductory section that holds immense importance for the Sumerian concept of the creation and organization of the universe. The texts in the poem state, "The Lord, that which is appropriate verily he caused to appear, the Lord whose decisions are unalterable, Enlil, who brings up the seed of the land from the earth, took care to move away heaven from earth, took care to move away earth from heaven, in order to make grow the creature which came forth, in the bond of heaven and earth, Nippur, he stretched out he brought the pickaxe into existence, the day came forth. He introduced labor, decreed the fate, upon the pickaxe and basket he directs the power. Enlil made his pickaxe exalted, his pickaxe of gold, whose head is of lapis lazuli, the pickaxe of his house, of silver and gold, his pickaxe whose is of lapis lazuli, whose tooth is a one-horned ox ascending a large wall. The Lord called up the pickaxe, decrees its fate. He set the kindu, the holy crown, upon his head. The head of man he placed in the mold. Before Enlil he, man, covers his land. Upon his black-headed people he looked steadfastly. The Anunnaki who stood about him, he placed it, the pickaxe, as a gift in their hands. They soothe Enlil with prayer. They give the pickaxe to the black-headed people to hold. After Enlil had created the pickaxe and decreed its exalted fate, the other important deities add to its powers and utility. The poem concludes with a long passage in which the usefulness of the pickaxe is described in glowing terms. The last lines read, "The pickaxe and the basket build cities, the steadfast house the pickaxe builds, the steadfast house the pickaxe establishes, the steadfast house it causes to prosper. The house which rebels against the king, the house which is not submissive to its king, the pickaxe makes it submissive to the king. Of the bad, plants it crushes the head, plucks at the roots, tears at the crown, the pickaxe spares the plants. The pickaxe, its fate decreed by Father Enlil, the pickaxe is exalted." This phrase introduces the commentary by Mr. Kramer on the poem in question. The translation of this crucial passage may come across as heavy, formal, and somewhat unclear. Readers should bear in mind that while we understand most Sumerian words and phrases, their deeper meanings and nuances often escape us. We still lack a full grasp of the cultural and situational context these words imply. This background, intrinsic to Sumerian mythology and religious practices, was well understood by the Sumerian poet and their audience. However, it remains elusive to us. These contexts are essential for a complete comprehension of the text. For now, sticking closely to the literal translation is our best approach.